it's Yusra. Welcome back to the DPT Diaries. So in my last video, I announced that I accepted a residency position in the orthopedic residency here at Ohio State in Columbus. And I say here because I'm in Columbus this weekend, apartment shopping, and I am by myself. It's just a weekend getaway. So I'm just so excited because I feel like I'm not someone who's great at being super psyched for my own accomplishments. And I just drove by something that said Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and I was just like, oh my god, it's real. And I think it just hit me, whoa, I need lotion. But yeah, I teared up and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I got into my dream residency. So I think it's starting to hit me and it's just so exciting. But anyway, so yeah, touring 10 apartments this weekend. So this is gonna be my apartment tour, or apartment hunting, I should say, video. And then apartment tour will come in the summer once I'm moved in and I pick a place. But yeah, I'm here at the first one a few minutes early. So I'm just gonna go ahead, head in. And today's Friday. I'm touring 3 places today. I just checked into my hotel an hour ago. And then yeah, 3 places today, 7 places tomorrow. So that's pretty much all I'm doing this weekend. And then Sunday morning, I'm hoping I can check out a few places before I go back home, because then I have to work on Monday. But yeah, all right, let's go check out this first apartment. Hey y'all, I totally forgot to give y'all updates throughout the apartment tour, so I'm just gonna do one big voiceover now. So this was the first one that I toured. Honestly, I really did like a lot of the finishes. I thought that the way that the kitchen opened up into the living room there, the fact that the washer dryer was so accessible, all of that I thought was really great, and definitely enough space for one person. But I don't know if it was the way that it was staged or if it was just the apartment itself, but it just felt really cramped, and I felt like everything was just closing in on me. And I knew that one of the biggest things for me in an apartment was to not feel like I was trapped there, and in case I couldn't go out to a coffee shop or if I wasn't at work, I wanted to feel truly happy at home. I think this was also on the first floor, and so that inherently just made me feel a little bit less safe, and it made me feel a little bit less homey here. I did love that it had a bathtub. I loved that shower head, and the closet space was massive. So definitely some perks to this apartment. I didn't love the gym though, and in general, I just felt like the surrounding area wasn't exactly what I was looking for. This next one was in a location I would have loved to have been at, but it was really overpriced according to my budget. This was the studio apartment, and I just kind of felt like you could stand in one corner and see the entire thing, and that made me feel like I wouldn't have a ton of space to get up and walk around. Obviously, lots of natural light, and I thought the apartment itself was beautiful, but the kitchen itself was kind of angled to the living room, and I found that orientation kind of awkward, and the closet space was pretty minimal in this apartment. I knew I would be living here for a year and a half, and I pack pretty heavy, and so I just couldn't see myself fitting all of my belongings into that really small closet there. There is a little bit more storage space in the bathroom, but just in general, I knew that this probably wasn't the one for me. I've really been wanting a bathtub in my apartment so that I can take baths and use all my bath bombs and stuff from Lush, and I just didn't feel like this one gave me the space to really breathe. And I knew that if I was going to be living in this apartment, I was mostly paying for the location because it was pretty expensive. And look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this was the one apartment where I got kind of weird vibes from just the people that I talked to when I was there. I didn't necessarily feel totally welcome, and I kind of felt like some people were paranoid about just my presence in general, even though this apartment was in it's seemingly diverse area of Columbus. I just didn't feel totally comfortable here and wasn't sure how my various requests or concerns would be taken. That's not to say that it wouldn't be an absolutely fantastic place to live. I personally just had, I think, kind of an off day that day. This apartment is in the same complex. I loved that closet space. I really like how the bedroom opens up into the living room, but part of me kind of felt like it had to, otherwise that bedroom would have felt really small. This kitchen is so beautiful and probably one of my favorites of all of the places that I looked at. I loved that island, but again, kind of turning to face the living room there, it almost felt like it just cut off. Now, the natural lighting and the giant windows helped so much. I loved the view. This apartment came recommended to me by someone who was already living there. This one is in downtown Columbus. Loved the coffee bar that they had in their lobby, and I loved everyone that I interacted with there. The apartment that I looked at first was the studio. I did kind of feel like it was a little bit small for me, and I know I sound like a total brat when I'm talking about apartment space because I'm just one person, so don't worry, I'm gonna address all of that in Apartment Hunting Vlog 2.0. Here's the bedroom. I really like sliding doors that go into the bedrooms. I don't know why. For some reason, for me, it makes me feel like it's a lot more open. But again, this one didn't have a walk-in closet like the first one in the last complex that I looked at. And I just knew that for the amount of stuff that I tend to accumulate over time, that was something that I was gonna need if I was gonna be able to fit all my stuff in there. So here's another apartment within that same complex that was a little bit bigger. No bathtub, but I knew that I loved the shower head, really liked the tiling in this one. I felt like the bathroom had the perfect amount of space for me. And then I liked this little walkway corridor that I had with the washer dryer right across from my bedroom. I felt like that would have made laundry really easy. And my probably favorite part about this apartment is actually that there's a little built-in desk at the end of the kitchen there, so you'll see that in a moment. But here is the bedroom for that one, but sadly no walk-in closet. But I did like the space, and just like in the last one, it has a little bit of an opening at the top there to open up into the living room. But that does make me wonder a little bit about how much privacy I would have if I were to have guests over but still be in my bedroom. This living room space I thought was really cute, but again, felt to me a little bit like it cut off, and I wasn't sure how much I would be able to entertain guests there while also having a TV, also having my own potential desk for residency work. But I did really like this kitchen space, love the tiling, and I love that little desk at the end there. By this point, I could tell that one of my priorities was going to be natural lighting and big windows, and I loved that this apartment offered that. This is yet another apartment in that same complex, so I was so grateful that the person who helped me out was willing to show me so many different units. This bathroom had really great space, and I loved that kitchen island. The bedroom was also bigger in this one, so still had the opening to the living room, but you'll see in a moment that it actually had space for this big bed and a full dresser there too, which I think would have been really helpful, and walk-in closet, and I just loved the orientation of that one. Sometimes they can be kind of awkward and in a corner, but I thought that would have been perfect for me. I also would have had that little walkway closet with the washer and dryer, and I knew that I really wanted a kitchen island, especially if I wanted to feel like I had space to have other people over, and I really liked that they had a sectional in here because that's what I want for my living room, and so I felt like it was already staged very similar to what I would have envisioned for myself. And so here you see the washer dryer. Overall, a great space, but a little bit outside of my price range rent-wise, and then I knew with utilities and everything added, it would be a lot more. This is the one that had a bathtub. I specifically requested to see a unit that did have a bathtub. This one was ADA compliant, and so I am not totally sure how that works, but I almost wondered if I would be then taking a unit away, from someone who potentially needed it. But the person mentioned that I could put in some shelving there above the washer dryer. It did take out the option for the bigger closet. I liked this kitchen a lot too. I felt like it gave me a lot of space opening up into the living room. Really liked that there was a balcony, but all of the surfaces were a little bit lower to make this unit more ADA compliant, and so I felt like it may have been better suited for someone else. This is another apartment that came recommended to me from someone who was already living there. So when you first walk into the front doors, the gym is one of the first things that you see on the right. I really like this gym space, and it was one of the bigger ones that I had seen so far. I loved that all of the places I looked at had a washer dryer, so that was an anxiety that could be taken off of my shoulders. I also really liked this dual pantry and entryway closet. I liked that everything was just in one space. This apartment honestly jumped to the top of my list once I started touring it. I thought the space was perfect. It looked bigger in person than it did online. This bedroom space would have been great for me. I like the big window there as well. And when you turn around, I like that you have to go out of your bedroom actually to get to the restroom. That would make it a lot easier to host people. I like to have a lot of people over, and it is kind of weird sometimes to have people have to go into your bedroom to then go to your bathroom. Way bigger closet in this one. This would have have been really great for all of my stuff. I definitely felt confident that everything could fit in there. And I actually really liked all the amenities for this apartment too, so definitely one that I wanted to keep on my list. On to the next place. This place definitely reminded me a lot of the place that I lived in Durham, which was super cozy, really homey, really made me feel like I could go outside and walk around, and I loved that about this place. I was made aware that the ceiling in the unit I would actually be in would have been a lot lower, and so that definitely made me feel like it might feel a little bit more cramped, only because then when you get back here, it's a little bit of a maze to walk through. I did really like that there was a bathtub, loved the finishes in the bathroom. The closet space in the bedroom was really reasonable. I thought the bedroom space was really great. All of it definitely made me feel like I was back in Durham, but the thing is, this apartment also wasn't necessarily in the heart of everything I wanted to do. I would have had to have driven to get anywhere, and I really was looking to live in a space where I could be walking to coffee shops. Oh my gosh, I fell in absolute love with this place, and honestly, I knew I was going to from the moment I looked at it online. Look at how open this space is, and can you believe this is one of the most affordable places I looked at? The windows I'm obsessed with. You get the same window in the bedroom. Loved the cutout there for the bed, and I could just immediately envision myself here. The only hang up about this place is that the parking was across the street, and I just didn't feel totally safe because this was in downtown. And so I knew that the parking was only a couple of minutes away, but anything can happen in those couple of minutes, you know. But I just really loved it, and I honestly felt so sad that I probably wouldn't end up going with that place. This is another apartment that was right across the street from that place, and I just felt like, yes, this one had the parking attached to it, so it made me feel a lot safer. But with being in downtown and paying really comparable prices to the last place that I looked at, this one didn't have quite the amenities that I was looking for. The last one had a coffee shop that would deliver to your front door, and the gym was massive. This one was a perfectly respectable apartment. I know someone who lives here and really likes it. The location is good. I really like the shelving in this apartment. But once I saw the one before this, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And on to the last place I looked at. This was a studio in an apartment building that I absolutely loved. I would have had to have paid extra for the gym, but the gym was really nice in this one, and I really liked this studio. It felt like a one bedroom, and it honestly felt bigger than some of the true one bedrooms I had looked at. I loved that I would have a bathtub, plenty of storage space in the bathroom, again, the sliding door, and I felt like I could immediately envision where my bed would go, where my desk would go, where I'd have plants and a bookshelf, and look at that view. I loved the natural lighting in this one, loved that it had a built-in desk. I honestly started to fall in love with this one really fast too, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned to see if this is the one that I ended up picking. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See you in part 2!